experience, you see how fast money can come and how easy it is. Because the more you do this, you see the opportunities that are
Yep.
out there, and uh, there's so many people focus on getting a little bit of money, and they stay there
Mm,
because they're focused on a little
that
bit
was
of money.
fire.
So,
That was fire.
I mean, and this goes back to the law of attraction and your mindset, because you can literally plan or see yourself making a certain type of income or living a certain experience, and the more steps you put towards it, it becomes reality.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Chart Slay here with another video here on the Digital Empire Podcast. You know, we have another one, another fire guest on this podcast show. Man, I'm telling y'all, this man is the real deal. This man does not play games. We talking about the definition of streams of income and getting into business ventures that you probably never heard of or even thought about doing. We got this man here, and I want to introduce my man, my brother, Jonathan. How you feeling, brother? You good?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Let's start off with this. Tell the people what you do, and yeah, let's start from there. What do you do?
Wow. So, one, I want to start off as I'm a serial entrepreneur, one, right? And then what I do is I've turned myself as a financial freedom engineer, because I have multiple different ways to take somebody from A to Z, with having nothing to building a legacy,
Nice.
and being able to move on from whatever situation they're in. So that's part of my goal, is to, help the community, help others get out of their situations, and also provide different ways of financial freedom and generational wealth for others.
That's dope. So what type of streams of income do you have right now? Or let's start off with this. How many streams of income do you have currently right now?
I don't know. I don't even really keep up. I just, continue moving. But we'll start with, credit repair. I have a credit repair company. I have a business building and setup company. So I have attorneys that I work with. I have multiple a community of credit repair hosts, and also specialists to personally work with people. And like I said, I have business attorneys to set up all across the nation. And that's, setting up multiple different types of
That's
entities.
dope.
Then I also have insurance brokers that work for me or work with me, and they set up different types of permanent insurance policies to build banks through infinite banking.
Nice.
I have many different business funding partners, so they're able to generate multiple different lines of credit or loans for businesses that are just starting off. And then I also have luxury car rental company, as well as economy car rentals for like Uber and Lyft drivers.
Right.
And let's see, and that's mainly based out of Atlanta. I just transitioned from DC to Atlanta. I have real estate business. I have investment. I have investment properties. I have an investment portfolio for other investors, a done-for-you type of investing for flipping houses, and also moving into the investor done-for-you B&B setup.
That's dope.
Yes. What else am I doing on the real estate side? But yes, there's the B&Bs, flipping, and long-term rentals. But I'm also doing event-based B&Bs. So I'm doing rental arbitrage to the max. I'm doing arbitrage in multiple different arenas.
I see.
So
I mean, if you can fly, I mean, you got a rental arbitrage there. If you sitting in land, you got a rental arbitrage. I mean, what part of the air do you not own? I mean,
yeah. So what was the other thing? So I have a partner where we're doing a pop-up podcast area in different cities. So if you don't have a facility in your city, I provide the facility for you to set up your podcast. and and that's the key to this is leverage. So I'm able to all of my investments are typically low overhead but high income. So
Right.
high income producing assets. Um, but we can deep dive into every different situation. But I also have boat rentals in the DC area as well.
Oh, see, now you got my attention. Y'all know I love me some yachts. Okay, if y'all do not see, I love being on boats. So because do you own this boat and rent it out?
Yes. So I have a boat. I have access to a whole fleet of boats. I'm in a yacht club, and so I have a
Oh
whole
yeah, we
network.
talking about that
Yes.
too, for sure, for sure.
Yes. So everything I'm doing, I open up and help others get involved.
So that's
yes.
dope, man. How does the yacht club? How was that? Like, these are things you hear in movies. You see what I'm saying? But like, how does the yacht club really, like, how does it work?
So everything I do is non-traditional. So your traditional yacht club, I'm not sure how that works, but how ours works is we all have a facilitator at either one or two different marinas, and then we're able to kind of like do property management with the boat. So the boat can be rented out. You could take it out on your own to do what you need to do, or you can have your boat chartered. Multiple different ways to go about it, but it's more of a facilitation and a group of like-minded individuals
Wow.
to use their boats for multiple different purposes. I also launched a VA business, so
Maybe I need to think bigger. So that's what I'm just thinking about. Like, that's just what I'm just like, bro. I'm like, I don't own enough streams of income right now.
and then now I'm partnering with my friend Angie, who has a brand that we're going to take to the next level on the clothing side, the clothing brand. So we're going to take that to the max. So in this journey, as I've set everything up, everything is kind of transcends every different area because every different area, if like I said, you could use the arbitrage and almost anything. That's more and brokering. So you can.
I was just about to get to brokering too.
Yeah.
Literally was just about to get to brokering. That's crazy.
So I broker cars, boats, units, living units or housing, and yeah, that's most of the brokering. But I also work with insurance brokers. So
this man don't touch. What doesn't he touch?
yeah, so we're looking at setting up a brokerage company for insurance because I have a bunch of guys. Not only can I train up, but they can work for me, and there's multiple different opportunities for that.
How do you balance this amount of businesses?
Yeah. So
how many meetings do you have in a day? How do you even have time to sit here right now? That's what I'm just trying to.
So I have a whole staff that does everything for me. So that kind of opens everything up for me a little bit. So I mean, these are all lessons learned. But I'm also in the military, active duty. So.
You in the military?
Yes. So
clearly, I ain't thinking big enough, y'all. This is crazy.
So so in the military, I've been through I've been in almost 20 years now, getting ready to retire here soon. However, I've been through years of leadership schools and courses and managed multiple different staffs and organizations. So part of that is learning how to delegate and task manage. So the delegation part, I mean, it's this everything that you do or come across is an opportunity to learn and use in a different way later. So, so I have my own director, and I have my own operations manager. I have a team of VAs. And then when you get into the specific to the business aspect, you want your marketing team. So I'm able to create funnels. I'm able to create content. I'm able to, edit anything I need to be done. I have an accountant. And then I have a sales rep. So, all those different areas I can literally create a business in a box. So anything that I want to do, if I want to start marketing or selling something in a certain area, I can start running ads and generate leads for that. And as I'm building it, I have a waiting list ready to go with that product that I'm doing, and I can facilitate it with, my processor to receive payment, my accountant, and also my team to take phone calls and do everything. So it's I'm just connecting the dots. That's all it is. It's just, using the same machine over and over again.
Y'all, this is the end of the interview. It don't make no sense. Mind you, we have VAs, right? So how many VAs do you have?
I personally have about 5.
You have 5 VAs?
Yes.
Are they running everything?
They aren't running everything. I have people here in the States who manage the VAs
Oh.
and their different projects. And I used project management tools and apps like Basecamp, for instance.
Yep, the GOAT.
Yes, Basecamp. Yeah, so that's
We have like, I want to say nearly 30 VAs.
Oh my
God. But we also have a VA business. So
Yeah.
we have an entire like HR department designated to that business. Our marketing team's deep.
Wow.
We're building our sales team right now. I think we have like 3 sales people right now. And now we're building our legal and finance department right now. That's
Nice.
important. That's
Yes.
That's very important. If I ain't learned anything in 2020 is that you need a legal and finance department. You can just run the bag and not know where money's going if you don't have the right people in place. So
Exactly.
like we definitely have that, and we have a credit department because our business also, we fund traders, so of course you got to make sure that they know the credit and everything too.
Yes.
But like, how does let's do a day in the life of Jonathan right now. Dan, I need to know how the day goes. Let's do a week in the life. If we started from Monday to Friday,
Yes.
how does Jonathan balance 20 million businesses in 5 days?
So I think I'm not the average person. I can retain a lot of information, right? So, but then again, it's mindset. So we could have a whole session on mindset. But
Man,
I
already know.
So I feel that as though I have kind of honed into the law of attraction.
Yep. Bob Proctor and all. I know that very well.
Exactly. So that's one thing. So like, let's say my weeks are never and days are never the same.
Of
right?
course.
So, but what I do, and you're supposed to have a routine. I don't have a dedicated routine because I do what needs to be done.
Yep.
Period.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
So, I get up super early in the morning. I, kind of think about what I'm doing, kind of go through my own, I guess, meditation process or prayer, and then I focus on what needs to be done for the day, and then I, work out and go into my 9 to 5, and kind of set up in my lunchtime period. Like, I really don't even take breaks. I don't either much. Right. So
we in this together.
In my time period.
She be mad that I don't take breaks.
So I should take more breaks. I don't go on vacations. I don't do anything because I enjoy accomplishments. So really that's what I thrive off of, is the success or seeing something through. And I think that is what allows me to get to the end result a lot faster, is because I'm going to go further and faster than many other people will dedicate their time to. So not only did I learn that from being in the military and being successful in the military, but I kind of took that same energy and applied that to myself and my own business. But so I usually schedule a lot of the meetings for a lot of my VIP or subscriber personnel that have joined my program, my mentorship, and part of the introductory way of partnering them up with the specialist or the professional that they need. I kind of like going into the afternoons and the evenings, I schedule out those conferences to be able to have my team and myself be able to find out what they need.
Right.
And then from then on, I assign them to the professional to take care of them if they want the done for you. If they're just subscribed to me, they instantly get free material. They get access to many of the benefits that I have in my network. And they also get free credit repair. So that's something I try
that's
to
convenient.
open up to people to bring them in on our process. So that's kind of like my day. So that's how I end my day. Is I have my last meeting, and then I kind of plan out and see what I'm going to do the next day, and then I crash.
Dang. That man said I earned my sleep.
Yes.
For real.
But
that's crazy. I think mine is I don't think I have a designated, and I'm working on this, like a designated bedtime. I do believe in my 8 hours.
Yes.
Okay. But I don't think I believe in earning my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I probably start my day around like 7, 8 o'clock, latest 9. Right.
Yes.
And then from there, I just get to work. Like, I don't even, like, there are times when I might have that meditation moment. There are times when I don't have that meditation moment, but I do believe in getting some water and going to work.
Yes.
Like, for me, it's the less resistance. Like, I don't want to have decision fatigue by the time I get to work.
Yes.
Like, for me, that's just that, from having all of these steps before I go to work causes me to have decision fatigue while I'm at work.
Exactly. I am a total minimalist.
Me too.
I've turned into more of a minimalist. I want to make the least decisions as possible.
Yep.
So, like when you go to school, that your professors teach you, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, that's definitely a conversation for sure.
But you write all these papers out, you do all these explanations, but me, I just want to know short and sweet what it is, and I can make a decision because I kind of already have an idea
exactly
of the trajectory of how that's going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need everything short and sweet. Even what I wear is kind of plain and simple.
Look, all black. It's the only thing that pops. Maybe the shoes. I might go a little bit more on the shoes. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're guys. We gotta have something.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? Like shoes, I'll probably go in, or jackets. But like I'm very monochromatic.
Mm-hmm.
Like my wardrobe is cream, black, white, maybe some navy blue from here in time to time. You know what I mean? Like just very monochromatic colors. And then the pop is maybe the accessory. I'll go all out on like accessories.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like jewelry, watches, hats, right? Or shoes. That's probably as much as I'll go. Or like jacket, that's probably as much as I go. But I'm still very simplistic even with those, right?
Yes. Yes.
Like I won't even go extra hard unless it's like a watch that I really want. Right? Like we all know, if you want a Rolex,
yes,
you're gonna get a Rolex.
It's okay to flex. It's okay to stunt.
Exactly. It's okay. I feel like for me, it's just a matter of catching up with the times.
Yes.
Like we were pharaohs back in the day. Exactly. We should still be breaded royalty to each other. 1,000%. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be gaudy. You know what I mean? But I do believe in like I do have a Cuban link. You know what I mean? You gotta have something for yourself. You know what I mean? So I got a Cuban link. That Pops does his own thing, especially with monochromatic clothing.
Yeah.
Right? Because it pops just from having solid colors.
Very
all right. So it is a strategy in what I'm doing, but like I feel like it's important just to have simplicity in your life where I don't have like decision fatigue is real. I remember the first time I had decision fatigue, and I knew it was decision fatigue. I mean, it because you can't make a decision.
Yes.
Like it's usually one of the biggest decisions you need to make within your business, and you're like, give me some time to think about it. What's going on, family? You guys already know I appreciate you for checking out this episode. So you guys know that I've been trading and building high-level skill sets for years now. You see me on my Forex journey, my stock investment journey, my portfolio journey, a day in the life of everything. And so what I want to do is I want to give back to you. I want to make sure that you all learn everything that's in my brain. So what I have done is specifically in regards to skill sets is I've created a course, like a whole course. Like this is the best thing that I've ever come out with since sliced bread, right? It's a Forex course on how exactly to build wealth, create high-level skill sets, and I want to teach it to you. I want to give back. It's not even like it's super affordable. Like you could, like your daughter could do it. A 5-year-old could do it, and that's what I want to help you guys do. I want to give back to you. So if you want to learn exactly how to build high-level skill sets, I want you to click this link right here. This link is going to break down everything for you and literally change your whole life. So go check it out. Check out the Trade Syndicate. Check out the way that we do things. Check out the Chart Slayer. Check out your boy. All right. See you on the next one. But yeah, back to what we were talking about. Like, definitely where like decision fatigue is a real thing. Like, okay, so you say that you wake up early, you get to work, you do prayer, work out, then get to work.
Yes.
that's seamless. I'm assuming like it's like it's not there's no friction in between you needing to get those things done. Right. An average lifestyle of an individual is probably, you know, those day in the lives you see on YouTube. Like, man, I go out, meditate, walk my dog, come back, have a smoothie, go work out, come back, take a shower, dude. Like it's like
Yes.
it's by the time you get to work, your day is gone.
Yes. I've gotten to the point in my life and my mindset and understanding is like I do what I really need to do or want to do. Matter of fact, I do everything I want to do.
Yeah, facts, yeah.
Right. So like anything that I want to do, I do now. So I don't try to do anything that others typically tell me unless I see
Right.
like the trajectory of that and how it'll benefit me. But other than that, like I do what I need to do. I mean, I'm not saying that I do the same thing every day.
Nah, for sure.
So, but yeah, I deal with decision fatigue every day.
Really?
So like I have things that I still haven't decided on.
What?
And I think I suffer from procrastination, but there's so many different things. So there's so many different things that haven't happened yet that I had planned out to do months ago. So
gotcha.
part of the solution, which I think I've been building to, is delegating things out.
A lot more. That's why I
Yes.
got so many team members, is to delegate and get things done faster.
Yes, because I'll sit on it, and you know another priority will come up.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just push things out and they get done.
So let me ask you this: you have team members in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like? What is the payroll like for one person? Like, let's say a personal assistant. You have a personal assistant.
Yes.
How much is a full-time personal assistant on a monthly basis?
U.S.
Yep.
$3,000 a month.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
That's actually not. I was expecting maybe 5, 6. You know.
No, but I have many other people. So the thing is, that's another part of it. So like I'm moving towards hiring professionals to do professional things.
Yeah, specialists.
So,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
every area of business that I want to do or that I'm doing, I want to get, you know, a professional there because, you know, all of us probably start off with family members who have their own interests.
Yep.
And then, you know, they work to their certain capacity,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, or a referral from a friend or a family member.
Yep.
Versus going off using an HR department to kind of screen people or hiring the best quality people from another business professional that has already made success with that person.
That's why we hire VA agencies, y'all. Or
Yes.
hiring or HR agencies. Literally. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, you know, from having the business, people don't see that. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
They just like,
exactly.
man, that's another expense.
Yes.
But they're really not looking at the value of what you get when you get that agency
Yes.
to do all of that amazing things that you just brought out. Like, that's the point of the agency. We don't have to go to Poo Poo or Pookie over there to go get you,
Right.
you know, a friend that was probably dealing drugs 3 years ago and now is, you see what I'm saying?
Been there, done that.
Exactly. No one has time for that. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. So what was I gonna say?
You were talking about you go hiring through an HR agency.
Yeah. So that's how our VAs are selected. So we have, you know, somebody in the Philippines that does the Indeed Philippine style process.
I didn't think about that.
To me it works great because, you know, in our agency we pretty much there's like 3 different selection processes.
Mhm.
So one, our HR person screens them, and then they do interviews afterwards that are filmed to provide to the customer or the client, and then the client is allowed to do a individual one after they select through the interviews that they saw on video, and that's how we try to get them set up. Ours is called Perfect Fit VA, so we try to get the perfect fit for whatever their requirement
That's
is.
lit. That's lit. That's lit. Ours is literally called VA Social Currencies because we were playing off our name. The brand Social Currencies is very popular. So like we just play VA Social in front. And ours is actually pretty extensive. I'm surprised yours is like that's that simple to get the results. Ours is like this is ours. You go through, you know, the sourcing, as you already know, which I'm definitely using that I'm definitely going to hire someone that is specializes in Indeed. That's genius. But we have the screening interview, we actually have a 15-minute exam test, right? Like a written exam test.
That's great.
Yeah, like we have that, and then they also send a Loom video, right? So we can actually get to know them. That we send to our clients, right? We also have the secondary interview, right? Which is what we call which includes the job scorecard interview. This is where we talk about the compensation, their experience from past, positions. And then from there, if they say, okay, yeah, I'm cool with that compensation, then they have to go through a sample work, kind of like test, right?
Yes.
So if this is an optional thing. That's if they don't have sample work, because some people don't think about getting sample work, or sometimes companies don't give their sample work to them.
Yeah.
So we kind of have like a sample work test where, okay, if you don't have one, then get us one, right? So do the work. This is 24 hours. Give us the sample work, and then from there they kind of like, we call it a meet and greet with our people, with our client.
I like that.
And then from there, we send, of course, the portfolios 24 to 48 hours before, and then from there we have a 24 to 72 hour real time test. That's what we call it, right? Where the client needs to know if this one's a culture fit for them. Right. So the 24 hour, it all depends on the position. So if we go more in sales and marketing. But if it's sales, for example, there's more like 3 days, right? Because they gotta actually call people for you to actually know if they work, book appointments if they actually work, right? If there's like a video editor, you only need 24 hours. At this point, it's about speed. You see what I'm saying? And efficiency and output. So like that's 24 hours. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of like how we do it, and then the regular onboarding process that everybody else kind of knows and training.
Yes, that's critical. That's super efficient. I'm gonna have to take some of those. It's a great idea. I love that.
We definitely we're very extensive with stuff like that. Like I don't know, that's just me. I'm just very particular.
I mean, that's how you're successful as well. Taking that time to get into the technical details to make sure something is super efficient.
Yeah, it's trial and error. Let's talk about this though. Like, how is it that you're like, because you have meetings, like do you have meetings every day, or is it meetings maybe, because I know business owners that only take meetings 2 days out the week. Like that's the only time, and I prefer that myself. I only want to take, mine is usually Mondays and Tuesdays. I might have like sales calls, that's daily sales calls, but those are like short, maybe 15-20 minute sales calls depending on the day. But like usually my main sales calls maybe like Monday and Tuesday. Like how are your calls?
So mine are based on what I have going on. So I'm more fluid. So where I have space in my schedule. So I have my assistant kind of schedules out everything in advance with me, and then wherever I have large gaps or times, that's kind of how I do it. So I don't necessarily do it as a routine thing because I have many different things that come up to where I need additional personal time to handle or make sure something's taken care of.
Right.
But I try to focus on the afternoons. So and that's Monday through Friday. I even do weekends too.
No, I definitely do weekends. People be upset that I work on weekends. I promise you they'd be upset because we're high level entrepreneurs. We don't do the regular Monday through Friday and take a break on weekends.
Because you're cutting stuff off.
Yeah.
You're missing opportunities.
Exactly. There are people who are, I'm just thinking about the billionaires.
Yes.
They don't take breaks on weekends.
Right. That's where I see myself as a future billionaire. So I'm doing billionaire activities. And I'm not necessarily doing millionaire activities because the millionaire activities are already being done.
And it's just like a regular, like millionaire, like for all the people who are listening, $1 million nowadays is like $1.
Right.
Like let's just be real, right? It's legit like $1 now. Like your target has to be higher than $1 million now.
Yeah.
Especially because of inflation.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like inflation is the whole reason why the $1 million is not valued. Like picture, you can go grocery shopping in the 80s and get your whole refrigerator for like $50.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But like nowadays, $50. I mean, honestly, you getting like 4 things like from the grocery store. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's like $1 million then in the 80s was a lot of money. It was worth maybe 10.
Yes.
$1 million is now is like 6 figures.
Right.
Like,
$1 million will add up really fast. So some of these some of these houses, these nice homes, are $1 million today. You know, when they were,
Man.
you know, you go back 50 years and they were maybe $80,000.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
So it's wild. So, and the thing is that, you know, as you maneuver through these different spaces and get the experience, you see how fast money can come and how easy it is, because the more you do this, you see the opportunities that are
Yep.
out there. And you know, there's so many people focus on getting a little bit of money, and they stay there because they're focused on a little
That
bit
was
of money.
fire.
So
That was fire.
I mean, and this goes back to the law of attraction and your mindset, because you can literally plan or see yourself making a certain type of income or living a certain experience, and the more steps you put towards it, it becomes reality. And so many people, and I think that's just common. You know, most people live in a small mindset, and all they need to do is expand their mindset and put one foot in front of the other, and
Man, that's all you need to do.
The universe starts to work for you.
I think I can't remember where I got this quote from, but I think they said the definition of success is doing small habits over a long period of time.
Yes,
Like,
that.
like that's literally all success is you doing the small things every single day for a long period of time, which is the consistency part that
Yes.
everyone has an issue with.
Yeah.
And then from there, well, that's a totally different conversation, but I just want to slide that in there. But like that, from there, then they find themselves in the destination that they wanted to be in. Most people, and as an investor, right? Like, because on this podcast, and we about to get to that, as an investor, it's harder, and you can even speak as an investor.
Mhm.
You don't know when you're there until you're there.
Yes, because sometimes you look back and you're like, whoa.
Well, like, where did this come from? Like, when did I get here?
Yes.
Like, I can, like, that's just crazy.
Because you keep your head down,
Mhm.
and you know everything's happening as you saw it to be, and then you look back and you have all these things. So that's where the gratuity, or not gratuity.
Oh yeah, I like tips too.
Yeah. not the gratuity, but that's where you know, appreciation of the things that you have. And just kind of looking back, because it reaffirms and reassures that you're on the right path and doing the right thing. Because,
Absolutely.
too many times, like, we're so far advanced forward in what we're trying to accomplish, and we're almost there, and we're like, man, I didn't get this this unit, this building, this house.
Yep.
And just a couple years ago, you were concerned about how do I get the money to get
Exactly,
a house.
exactly. Like just one house. Now you're like, man, I got multiple now, and I just feel like that's crazy. How, like, the fact that you look back and you're like, man, like, I'm here now. Now what do I do?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm pretty sure you have moments like that often, right? Which is where it's like you have this stream of income, this stream of income, this stream of income, this stream of income, right? And speaking of streams of income, infinite banking is. I need people to know what that is.
Yeah. So infinite banking, it is what wealthy people have been doing for years, and it's really not publicized like that
At all. Actually, zero publicity.
Yeah. And so when you tell people how great it is, they're like, no, that sounds too good to be true. But what people need to understand is that the infinite banking system is part of the permanent life insurance policy, which is just different than the term life insurance policy, which you know, people normally get their 20-year term policy, but you only benefit that from that when you die, or your beneficiary.
You don't even see it.
You don't even see it, right? And so the permanent life insurance policy allows you to have a death benefit, but also an active cash reserve that you can use while you're living. So that is where it becomes your bank. So you can do a whole life insurance policy, or an IUL, an index universal life insurance policy, and either one of those you're able to set up similar to like a brokerage account.
Yep. You can borrow against it, right?
But you can borrow against it. But the best thing about it is that it's an asset. So it's just like investing in a home almost, but except you have faster and quicker access to that cash that keeps on appreciating and growing with the investments, and it's, you know, insured by the insurance companies who have all of the money, right? So, so the best part about the infinite banking is you can create multiple different banks. So, for instance, a whole life insurance policy. Well, some people argue a whole life insurance policy is better or worse than an IUL.
IUL, yeah, I've heard of that. I'm like, I was just about to ask you, like, what's the difference? What's the pros and cons?
Yes.
Like, let me. This is a selfish question.
Yes.
I literally have an index universal. You see what I'm saying? But like, I want to know what's the difference between the two.
Yeah, so it all depends on how the insurance broker, how savvy they are, because just like real estate agents, they don't know how to invest in properties. They only know how to sell turnkey places that look beautiful. But that's the same thing with an insurance broker. They don't know how to search and or not just brokers, but insurance agents in general. They know how to set you up to where you're going to make money in a long period of time, and they don't even know how to use that as an investment tool. So it depends on the broker and their level of understanding of the insurance infinite banking part of creating your own bank, leveraging your permanent insurance policy. Or a whole life insurance policy is kind of it's a whole life policy, so you kind of fund it based on the money that you put
into it,
and where the index universal life policy is based on the market. And the great part about the index universal life is that it never goes down when a market goes down. It kind of levels out at whatever your policy is built for. It could just stay at 4% gains while the market is going down, but you can add in different parameters to where you can almost bet on if the market goes up, you gain extra points. So you can go up to like 20% gains while the market is high, but never lose out when the market goes down. So there's the benefit.
That's a good perk.
Yes. And whereas the whole life policy, where you can either, so this is what I like about the policy. So the index universal life, well, since we're on that one, you can roll over your 401k. If you're in the military, you can roll over your TSP. This is a like item investment.
Right.
So you can roll that over and then have access to that cash, and it grows at a more rapid pace. You have your death benefit, but you can also use that as an investment tool. So it's better than, you can control your interest when you borrow the money from your investment policy, and it's yours. You don't need to qualify for the loan like a HELOC for a home, to where the bank says, no, I don't think, you're going to pay this much interest, but no, you can control the entire situation with an insurance policy. So the whole life policy, I literally, like when I sell a home or something, I'll just dump that whole money into that and create a new bank. And in 31 days, I have access to that money, to where I can borrow up to 90 to 85% based on how it's built out, and I don't have to pay that money back ever. However, there is only an annual 5% interest that you have to pay on that money, just what you borrowed out. However, the original amount that you put in continues to climb and appreciate.
So it kind of pays for itself.
So the interest that's gained kind of cancels out the interest that you have to pay on your loan. So you can have an interest-free loan to yourself and be able to continue flipping that money as many times as you want to.
Dang.
So it's a really
glad
cool
I got
concept.
a life insurance policy. That's crazy. And I didn't even get it for the infinite banking. Like, I got it for, like, you need to have a life insurance policy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Everybody needs one.
It's mandatory.
So the other side of that, like, term policies aren't all the way out, because many times insurance brokers will structure it in a way that they minimize the death benefit, so that way you can maximize the cash reserve, to where you can dump large amounts of money at the beginning, and it starts off in that way, and then 31 days later you can access a large portion of that money to go
that's a strategy.
flip a house. Yes. So because those are some of the things I'm actively doing. But what was the other point that I was going to make?
You were going to compare the whole life with universal.
Yes. So a lot of more of the universal life policies, they gain more interest a lot faster. So in that, there's a cut. I mean, I would say there's a the benefit. There's the benefit to the whole life, because it's making money on the money that you're putting into it, and the interest that's gained on it. But the IUL is based on the market, and the interest that's gained on what the insurance company provides for you. So you can accelerate your your amount that you have in there a lot faster. But the drawback to that is, depending on how you set it up, you can't get to your money till later.
That's whole life.
That's the index universal.
Oh, that's the index.
Life.
So you can't. So okay, repeat that. Let me make sure I got that. What do you mean by you can't get it until later?
So if you are going to have your money grow faster,
Yep.
you can't access it as fast.
Got you.
Yes.
That's pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Okay.
But yeah, but the thing is, you can build a bank anytime you want. You could create another policy, and it doesn't even need to be a large amount of money. It can be a small amount of money.
Wait, I can create another life insurance policy?
Yes, you can create as many as you want. So my goal, right, is to have at least 10. But you can get really savvy with it. So I'm about to take it to another level real quick, right? So
Hold on.
you can create them with your credit.
I knew you were gonna say that. You know I was gonna say. I knew, because we talk credit, so I knew you were about to say that. Because best believe that's exactly what I'm about to do.
Yes, you could liquidate a card because they draw the money to fund your insurance policy through an ACH.
That's crazy.
So you can liquidate a credit card, put it into an ACH, and then create a new policy, and then take that money and pay back your card. And now you have your card to use again.
And then you do it again.
And then you do it again. So you can create.
I knew it. I knew that was the play. I knew it. I had to know, because that's, we know credit, so I had to know that was the play.
Yes, and we're not talking about just the credit, but you can leverage the business loans.
I was just thinking
the business credit,
private loans, business loans. There's so many different.
So once you create these banks, like, you start to control your own money. Like, you pay no interest. And
this is the heart of the show right here.
Yeah. So creating these banks allow you to do multiple high income producing asset generation. So, I mean, like, let's talk about the boats, right? So you can get a jet ski for, $6,000 to $17,000 based on the scale of how you want to get them and where you're looking for them. I would recommend looking in a place where there's a lot of jet skis. That way you can get them at a lower price. But they can make
a quick little hack that I didn't know.
Yeah. Shout out to the Boat Goat.
Boat Goat.
One of my mentors.
Yeah, that's my man.
So, but yeah, you could literally rent that out per hour at $175.
Wow.
So you can make more money than, you can make a lot of money really fast. You could pay for your jet ski in the same weekend. And then we
need the Boat Goat on this podcast.
Yes. Then we talk about the pontoon boats. You can literally purchase one from like $20,000 to $35,000, and then you can make, generate, rent those out for $400 an hour.
Wow.
So in a month,
crazy.
You can pay that off, or depending on your marketing, depending on how nice your marketing skills are, you can generate a lot of money real fast with those. And then let's step it back to the B&Bs, right? So you can low entry into a B&B, a premier location, because that's all I want. I want products that are going to sell themselves.
For sure.
So you can get a place downtown Atlanta, for instance, or downtown DC, which is where I have all of mine, right? So you can get a premier place. You can get a nice place anywhere in the country, I would say, for $2,500 a month, $2,500 to $3,000 a month. A nice unit and a nice location.
That man going crazy.
But you can make $5,000 to $7,000 to $10,000 a month. But then you get super savvy with it, because everything I do is non-traditional. If everybody's doing it, I don't want to do it.
Exactly. No one does yachts. No one does boats. No one definitely. Black people don't do jet skis.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like now we got to get to the PJs.
Yes.
Private jets is the next play.
Yes, that is my focus. That is going to come to fruition very fast.
That private jet, I've been waiting to get into a private jet.
Because we talked about like my day. Let's talk about my week. So I'm usually traveling between DC and Atlanta, where I have a lot of different operations, because I'm in North Carolina.
Well, that was a random state I wasn't even expecting.
So I do a lot of traveling on the road, and so I rent I drive my cars. I rent other cars from the traditional rental car companies based on availability. But I need to move faster.
Right.
I do not like these 5 hour drives or these 5 hour
Oh
trips.
no! Wait, you're driving?
I drive.
Why are you driving?
Because I can do whatever I want to do, so I don't have to be there at a certain time for somebody to take
so you're
off.
just taking your time.
Yes, I'm able to take my time and prepare, and because I do a lot of last minute things and
You better than me.
conversations.
I couldn't do it. I do not like the driving long distance. I can't even do it.
And so I have a very so everything works is like in a certain purpose. So like in the military, like I used to be a drone pilot, right? So I used to fly, the Shadow. They're like 12-foot wingspan, maybe like 3 feet high now. I don't know. It's been such a while. And then I flew the Predator versions. So I used to fly these for like 12 hours a day before they had regulations or like how much we should be flying.
Oh wow!
And so we used to do all kind of missions in Overwatch, and when VIPs came into like Iraq area, different combat zones, we would kind of oversee things and spend a lot of time focusing while driving.
Yeah.
Just using that term, but now I have a lot of that prepared me for the future. So now I can focus a lot. It prepared my focus. So me being able to focus and follow something all the way through, where the average person would usually take a lot of breaks. So like done that in multiple different arenas, and like that's even when I got into like marathon running. That's just focus. It's just drive, consistency.
Yep.
So you do small things consistently. It allows you to do larger things on consistently.
For sure.
Larger times of focus and space. But that goes all the way back to the driving. However, that's getting old. It's gotten
I'm about
old.
to say. I mean, I couldn't do 5 hours every time.
No. So like.
So I'm kind of confused. You said you only have 5 EAs right now.
Yes, that work for me directly.
How is it that? So okay. The key thing was directly. So when it comes to you doing Airbnbs, luxury cars, jet skis, these are using somebody else is managing these?
Yes.
Got you. I was wondering, like, how do you have all these businesses and only have 5 VAs? These VAs are like stretched if it's like that.
Well, I do, that's another key point is like everybody has a limited amount of bandwidth. So
right.
When somebody is maxed out to their capacity, when things start falling through, that's when it's time to hire another person.
Absolutely.
Or split the load out so that way we can maximize everything. So that and what I'm doing is very controlled. So I'm gonna say very controlled because I like
structured.
to give structured. Yes. So as I build out everything, I have other professionals. So like when we talk about B&B, so like I have other workers. So so I have real estate agents. I have contractors I work with. I have attorneys I work with. I have insurance brokers I work with. So
man, we need to work. I got work to do. I'm telling you, I ain't doing enough.
So that's the network. That's the capability of the network. But internally, I have all of my different day-to-day ops and things. I have people to focus on those different things. But once we get further out, like for instance, like I have a house being worked on right now. My VAs and my director, nobody has anything to do with that, because then that's my general contractor reaching out to me, or my real estate agent talking about a closing that I'm doing like in the next few days. So,
right.
so that's where it's different. So when I say a staff, like there's an internal staff, but
there's also an external staff as well.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we got some of those as well. I don't even know how many we will have if you include our external staff. Honestly, like.
Yes.
I don't know. External staff is a lot different. They're not super direct, but they're direct.
Yes.
Because they work with you, and we pay them.
Right.
But like but they're not like dedicated to you. You see what I'm saying? They're more like, you pay me, I get the job done.
Yes.
But like it's recurring. You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
So
you keep them in business a lot. You become, it's all about relationships. That's another thing.
Absolutely.
Is the relationship aspect of it. So like if you're making somebody money, or you're a good friend, your kids know each other, and you're both in businesses, which is the beauty of business. Other people that have different things that they have going on for their business, is that you have that open network to,
Yep.
to be able to get whatever you need done. So that's another part. One of the principles that I stand by is helping others. So if I'm able to help you, then you can help me. If we
Yep.
have businesses and I help you with your business, then you can help me
Yeah,
with
me.
my
Yep.
business. And it just becomes almost limitless.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I'm kind of discovering. But you know, some people don't really understand that. So the more you help people, the more you get in return. But again, the law of attraction. The more
Yep.
you put out there, the more you receive in abundance. So all of the different types of energy. So you know, I put out positive energy, and you know, get that love back from everybody. So if I'm able to help, it's the same thing with money. If I make a
Yep.
lot of investments, I get a whole bunch of multiple streams
Of
of
income back.
investment
Yep.
So I mean, it's very simple, but there's complexity in the simplicity
It is,
of the
for sure.
concept. Yes.
Man, that's dope, bro. That's dope. I like that. But yeah, I definitely appreciate you for being on this podcast, brother. It has been a pleasure. Look, I'm telling you right now, we got to get you on part 2 because there's so many information that I don't know that you know that that the podcast can really benefit off of. At this point, it's just about information.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I really appreciate you being on here. We got to get you on for part 2. We got to talk about the depth of how you're running all of these businesses simultaneously and how you're kind of like brokering and this, that. Like, there's so many things that I have questions that could probably last like 6 hours. Like, but I definitely want to make sure that we get you on for part 2. So I appreciate you, and it's an honor for you to be on this Digital Empire podcast, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank
man.
you. Hey family, thank you so much for checking out this episode. I really, really do appreciate it. So I get this question a lot of, hey, how do you get your family on board on everything that you're doing? Your family's everywhere, you're traveling everywhere. This brand of family is huge. And so I want to teach you guys how to create a family business and build a true legacy for your family. And in order to do so, if you want to learn exactly how I do that, I want you to check out socialcurrencies.net/family. Actually book a call, see exactly how we can assist you in creating wealth for your entire family and breaking that generational curse. We are strongly against generational curses, and we want to break generational poverty and build generational wealth, and not just wealth, but true wealth. And so I want to help you guys. Go ahead, tap in. Again, the site is socialcurrencies.net/family, and I will see you on the flip side.